Welcome back to Internet Girls. What is up, you guys? I cannot believe we're getting towards the end of the year and we're starting our year-end episodes.
I know, that is truly wild to me. Crazy. It's crazy because we started this, it was hot outside, dead of summer.
It was wild? June as fuck. And now here we are.
You were so hot. You were like, I am sweating to death. And now
I was miserable. Now it's pouring rain outside. I have my cozy candle lit. I'm thriving, honestly. Everyone's trying to avoid the rain. I'm like, give me the rain.
You're like, let's hibernate. Full hibernation mode.
I love it. Naps every day this week. Just when it's just dark outside and you're like, this is great. I just want to curl up with my Minky Couture blanket.
I love
the dogs.
That.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I have to tell you about my dream last night real quick.
Tell me.
Because it was such
a good dream.
You're going to love this one. It was such a podcasty dream. So I dreamt that, JC and Chelsea, from what we said, I dreamt that Chelsea was going off to do something else and they needed a sub and they for some reason chose me. And so I was hanging out with JC in LA and I was like, I am not cool enough to be hanging out with JC and on this podcast. And I was really intimidated. And then Chelsea would randomly pop up. I was tapped in. And then JC was like, well, we need to take photos because you're now part of the podcast. And I was like, oh my God, that's so special. So we went to this amazing hotel in LA and we took photos and I was wearing this sequin skirt, which is so not Valley Girl-esque at all. But in my dream, I was we're wearing sequins. And I remember stealing things from the hotel and JC would be like, oh no, we don't have to do that. And I'd be like, no, trust me.
What were you stealing?
We, for some reason, went swimming. And then she was like, oh, my face is so dry. And I was like, don't worry. I got you. I'm going to get some good moisturizer. And I went to the spa and I was like, yeah, we just we're staying here. And we're really dry from the pool and we need some moisturizer. And they gave me this whole bag. And in the bag was this thing that was if you are not staying here, you will be arrested or something. And I was like, uh-oh.
But you're it's fine. We got this.
I was like, we just gotta leave, you guys. We just gotta leave. But yeah, it was just me, JC, and Chelsea hanging out the whole dream. Just I'm part of the podcast now. And we have to take new branding photos. And I was like, oh my God, they chose me.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. I love
so
that
fun. I love when I dream about random influencers that I follow. I'm so we're friends now.
Yeah, you're actually, hey, I just want to let you know that we're besties.
We're best friends. I'm part of the podcast. You're welcome. I've just been having the wildest dreams all week. And I keep waking up and being that was awesome. That was a whole TV show that I just lived out.
Well, I hear pregnancy dreams are a thing, right?
That's what I've heard. I mean, I've always had very vivid dreams. And I haven't dreamt about my actual baby since the first trimester, which is super weird because I had so many dreams about her in the first trimester. And now they're just so random. And I keep this pregnancy journal and it's what are your crazy dreams? And I'm you don't even want to know. They're wild.
Oh, that's so funny. Speaking of dreaming, I've been really thinking of ordering mouth tape.
You know? Yeah. John tried it for a hot minute.
The ads are getting to me.
Yeah. I know. Did he also, Chelsea talks about that all the time, how much she loves mouth tape. Yeah.
Really?
He liked it, but he only tried it for a week. And I think he tried it to help with snoring and it didn't help. So he was like, what's the point?
I want to do it to help with my jaw. And they say that you get good sleep. And I heard there's this kind that smells like lavender.
Oh.
Imagine smelling lavender.
That's relaxing.
Right?
Or it would make me nauseous. I'm not entirely sure which.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll be fine. But I could see pregnancy. And you don't want to develop an aversion to lavender right now.
That would be horrendous. Anyway, you were texting me pictures of a house on a lake, and I need to hear the story.
Yeah. Matt and I have signed a new place. We're very much like about to go live in a writer's retreat is what we're calling it.
Oh my
It looks
God.
like a dreamy Airbnb nature that we would go stay in. Like at first we were like, this is a little more expensive than we wanted to pay, and also like they're only letting us do 3 months because it's like this really cool like hip couple. It does this every year and they go to Spain for 3 months.
That's so cool. What a life.
No, they give the vibes that like I also told Matt this. I was like, Matt, I don't think they have kids, right? And he was like, no, I don't think so either. Like, and we were talking about this, and there's just a certain aura that adults, or not even adults, because obviously we're adults, but like older people, barely, yeah, but older people, you know what I mean? Like real adults give off. who have never had kids that are like a married couple. Like there's an aura that they give off, and they give that aura to me.
It gives like rich, free, happy. Why am I having a kid?
No. They are just like these really cool like people, and they live on this in this amazing house. Like there's 2 different fire pits in the house, and it's on a lake. Like the bed faces the lake, and
oh my God.
Supposedly like Thoreau has written sonnets about this lake in particular.
Shut up.
Yeah,
you're
and
about to be thriving.
I'm so excited. They said it freezes over too, and like people go ice skating on it.
Oh my God, are you a skater?
I've been ice skating before, and I'm decent at it actually. Like the times that I've been, but I've not been ice skating that much because I'm from Florida. You know, I've probably been like 10 times in my life, but I've always picked it
More
up
than me.
Really?
Girl, I don't have coordination. No,
but
no.
I've always been pretty decent at it. So Matt and I were looking up ice skates on Amazon.
Oh my God. Can you imagine just like, hey babe, you want to go out this morning and like go ice skating and then have like hot coffees? And that's just so romantic.
Yeah. And there's like a hot tub that's like heated by like fire, like on the deck.
Oh my God.
They said it takes a long time to heat up because it's heated by fire, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like so serene, like so quiet, like beautiful. It's really cool. And just the people are so interesting. Like another vibe they give off, like I was like, are they college professors? Like they give off like,
oh
vibe,
yeah,
you know? If that makes sense. Like there's books all over their house, you know? But
what a freaking dream. But they're going to Spain like January through March. Interesting. That's such a random time to go.
Yeah, I think they like to do it in the winter because it's cold, you know?
Yeah. Very interesting.
And they go to Mallorca, actually, in particular.
Oh. That's interesting too, because I feel like everything shuts down in those like tropical places.
Yeah. But it's like warmer, you know? So I think that they go more for the weather than like, you know. But so we're going to do that. So I'm really excited.
What a dream. Oh, I'm so glad you chose that one. That sounds amazing.
I know. It's a little more expensive than we wanted to pay. I mean, not that much more, but just we like to...
Worth it.
I don't know.
For the experience.
Yeah, it's so worth it. I'm so excited. But it's going to be... It's a little further outside of Boston. Like, I think it's like a 45-minute drive into Boston. And right now we're like a 20-minute drive, and so Matt's gonna have a pretty far drive to work though. His drive is like an hour to work now. So
sorry Matt, but worth it.
Worth it. It's so special.
Like, I'll be here by my lake. Oh, you guys have lived in the coolest places. I'm so excited for this new journey.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. I'm really stoked. But it's all signed, sealed. We signed the lease and everything. But I will say something that was funny and interesting is, so we're touring the house because this is the first house that we actually went out and like looked at with our own 2 eyes, you know? Like normally whenever we've done this, we're like, sure, sign the paper, here's our money, like we don't need to come see it, because obviously like you're signing things when you live like across the country.
Yeah.
But they really wanted us to come see it, and that's like something I found out here in Massachusetts. Everyone is like, "Oh, come see it, come see it," and it's because like a lot of people do local travel here, and or people like travel from not that far, even though it's considered like traveling. So it's just more common that people have the ability to go and see the place before they sign it. But that's very unfamiliar to a typical travel nurse situation.
Yeah.
So they really wanted us to come see it, and so we're like, "Fine, we'll go see it." So this is the first time we've ever done that. And so we're walking around the house, and he's like, "Yeah, we use there's a fire pit in the living room and a fire pit in the uh bedroom." And he was like, "Yeah, we use the one in the bedroom more because it's really fun to turn that on and play around in the bed."
Oh God.
Matt and I were like,
yeah, how did you even react to that? I would have been like,
yeah. So luckily, like his wife was messing around with the fire pit in the living room while this was happening. So we were just like watching her do that, and we were just like, like
you should have been like, oh, we're actually celibate.
yeah, I know, but how awkward was that? I was like,
that is so funny. He's like, we're friends now. Like, we're keeping it real.
I was like, Matt, did you hear that when we left? And he was like, he didn't mean it like that. And I was like, how else?
Yeah, you're like, I think he did. Methinks that's exactly what he meant. Get friendly. You're like, oh, this is your bed that I'll be sleeping in. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's like plants all over the house. You would love it. It's Hannah coated for sure.
Oh, love. Living the dream, girl. Living the dream. You're about to have an adventure.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so that's my big update. Other than I know we're both gonna go see Wicked this weekend.
Yes, I'm very excited. It's like the perfect rainy weekend, so I'm like, let's go to the movies. I really want to see Wicked, but I also really want to see Heretic. Have you seen the commercials for that?
No, but I've been seeing people post that it's really good. What is it supposed to be about?
It's like a religious thriller horror. So it's about like these Mormons who go to this guy's door, and then he like takes them in and is like, yeah, come in, let's talk about, the Mormon religion or whatever. And then he like keeps them there, and they have to like figure out how to get out of the house. So it sounds really good.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, and it's with what's his name that I'm totally blanking. Hugh Grant? No. Yes,
I love
Hugh Grant.
Oh my gosh, he's not known for doing scary movies either, so that sounds really interesting.
I know. I'm like, oh, I really want to see Wicked, but I really want to see her. And it's like two totally different genres, where I feel like if you started with one, you wouldn't really want to go into the other. So you kind of have to separate that.
Yeah, but maybe it would be good. Like maybe you go to both and you start with the scary one, and then
you get to lighten up your mood.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
And you're in like San Francisco, so area, so I'm sure that there's like a really cool movie theater that maybe has like a restaurant in it. So maybe you go see one, and you go to like eat, and then you can digest it, and then you go see.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm so excited for both of them. And then Moana 2's coming out, and I'm like, sign me up, baby.
Oh my gosh. I love to go to the movies. That's something Matt and we used to go see like 3 movies in one day sometimes.
Oh, wow. So are you going on Thanksgiving?
So we typically do, but this Thanksgiving we're going to Nantucket. So
oh yeah,
I'm excited. We're both going on little Thanksgiving trips.
Yeah, we are. I know. Yeah. How cutesy.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Matt and I are going to Nantucket. We did this last year. This year we're going to Nantucket again. Last time we were with Matt's mom. She's not coming. This is actually the first year that we're going to be by ourselves on Thanksgiving. It just every year has worked out that family has been in town.
Yeah.
Always been, that's like around our anniversary too. So we've never like been alone on our anniversary or Thanksgiving. So we're very excited actually. And we're doing this like really cool buffet, which, you think buffet and Thanksgiving, you're like, huh, that's kind of strange. No.
I think it sounds great.
Yeah. And Hannah, this buffet, I know this isn't going to really interest you, but they have oysters on this buffet. They have lobster. It's like a $200 a person buffet type thing.
Oh, wow.
It's like insane.
I can
And
appreciate it.
yeah, you would love it there, but not the oysters or the lobsters. But they have a ton of other stuff, obviously, and we're really excited. We saw it last year, and we didn't know about it, so we had booked Thanksgiving somewhere else, and this one was actually at our hotel, and we're like, we messed up. We should come here next year if you're off for Thanksgiving, and Matt happens to be like off, so we did it. And then the next night, we're going to this like fancy restaurant called Company of the Cauldron. I actually looked it up. If you've ever heard of like the French Laundry, the guy who started the French Laundry, who helped start the French Laundry, started this restaurant. And I looked it up because what's the name of the guy who runs the French Laundry? Keller.
Thomas Keller.
Yeah. So they're brothers.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And so him and his brother started the French Laundry together. And then the other brother is not Thomas, but it's another basic white boy name. Like Eric or something like that, or John or something. Matt, maybe. Moved to Nantucket and opened up Company of the Cauldron, which I actually think you would really like, Hannah, because it's like Americana food.
I'm in. That sounds so good. Imagine being their parents.
Oh my gosh, I know.
That would be amazing. I'm hoping that my child is a chef. That would be great. Can you please just like take over and cook for me every night, little child?
Oh, perfect.
That'd be great. And we have to get our easy bake oven like stat.
Oh, there you go. Just encourage it along the way. Mm-hmm. And
we're going on a cruise for Thanksgiving, of course, because my mom planned it. So we're going on this little cruise out of San Francisco. It's like a 5-dayer. It's super short, but they are apparently going to have like traditional Thanksgiving food. Thank God, because can you imagine not having that? However, every single year, John and I eat Thanksgiving food. There's no leftovers because my grandma cooks it and she doesn't make enough. And every year we want to experience that again because I feel like leftovers are like half the fun. Mm-hmm. So this year we have planned ahead. We went to Trader Joe's and we just got everything to make a little Thanksgiving dinner. So we're doing Thanksgiving early and then we're doing Thanksgiving again on the ship. And hopefully that will actually satisfy my Thanksgiving craving. Because honestly, every year I'm wanting more.
I love that. Because grandma's a dietitian. So she said proportions. Here's your portion. Here's your portion.
It's a sad thing. I've had to fight with her years past about getting pie. Like, that shouldn't be a question. That's such a Dutch Thanksgiving thing. Like, oh, we don't eat pie. Like, we used to have like fruit tarts at Thanksgiving when I was growing up.
That sounds good though, too. Are they good?
No,
I'm sure they're good.
They're healthy. I didn't like it. She's like, we could just eat fruit. I'm like, no, we need pie, woman. Pie. So this year I'm having lots of pie.
That's funny. And you'll get to like lounge on a cruise too. That's like great Thanksgiving sounds.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We're going to like San Diego and Mexico, and it's just a shorty but a goodie. But literally all of us are like, okay, but we have to figure out how to shop Black Friday while we're on the boat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we got to figure that out. That's important. I need to figure out how to get the Eras Tour Taylor Swift book.
Oh yeah. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is good, which I'm sure it will be. Hopefully you guys are in the San Diego area still before.
Yeah. Because there's no Wi-Fi on the boat.
Oh.
It's not like Virgin. No, you have to pay for it, but it's very expensive. Oh. So, and it's probably sucky, So I was like, we'll skip that.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. I am so excited. Yeah, this is coming out after Thanksgiving, I guess. So we will have already done this. We'll have to recap you guys. But yeah, happy just about December and end of year, you guys. It's been a crazy year. And Torri and I were talking about like everything that happened this year, especially with all the internet lore. And we were like, let's just do an episode where we recap everything crazy that happened this year.
Yeah, it's like an episode looking back at all the lore.
2024 lore. So yeah, we're just going to go over it. Like we both made lists. They're actually very different, which is amazing. So yeah, let's just like jump in. So the first thing on my list is Gypsy Rose.
Oh my gosh.
Was released from prison.
And she really is like the person of the year, honestly, if there had to be a person of the year.
Yeah, the drama is still happening. It's still swirling. There's all these rumors now, like, oh my God, did Ken leave her? But Ken was at the baby shower. And because she's like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of me. So
it's crazy to be pregnant at the same time. Every time that I think that like that Gypsy Rose Blanchard drama like settles down, something else happens.
No, for real. Like the drama follows her. I know you sent me that post she just made where it was like, I'm no longer going to be sharing like my personal life on social media. And the comments were like, see you in 5 minutes, Gypsy.
Oh my God.
So yeah, anyway, we got the Gypsy Rose release from prison, and then we got a TV show. And if you still have not watched that little TV show, it is juicy. Juicy. Y'all need to watch that.
And then next Santa has the crazy Golden Globes presenter, Joe Coy, which his speech like in the year of the Barbie, which we have Barbie coded things on this list as well, but like was just not the time or the place. But it was such a moment. Everyone was like horrified, as they should be, because it just was he just did not. I don't know if it's like him as a person, because I've seen other things he's done and like I didn't think that he really has those takes, so I don't know if it was like just a lapse in judgment or like what, you know?
Because like I feel like when you write these jokes or you have people writing this, like lots of people are reading them, you know? So for him to just go up there and like do this like horrible monologue where he insulted the people's princess Taylor Swift.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't love it. I know. Taylor's like her little drink, like, oh yeah, get it, girl. And everyone was like insulting Taylor after that, and I was like, actually, that was stupid. So we don't like Joe Coy.
Also, why come for Taylor Swift, especially this year? Like, not the year for that.
Literally. After she puts a song in her album that's like talking about all these stupid fucking jokes that people make, she's like, the jokes weren't funny.
Yeah.
I took the money. Anyway, more Tavis news was that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in February. And that was a big point of contention in my family because my whole family is Niners fans. Like, obviously, like we're a Bay Area family. But I've never cared about football until Madam Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce. So I was rooting for the Chiefs and I was alone. And every time I'd cheer for the Chiefs, my dad would get actually mad at me. He'd be like, that's the wrong team. I'd be like, that's the team I'm supporting. He's like, you can't support the Chiefs here. Go away.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's so funny. You'd probably be cheering for me, probably look over like, what?
He got so mad at times. I was like, okay, calm down. He'd be like, that is not the right. He doesn't even care about football. I'm like, what? Like, let's calm down. So I was having a great day because the Chiefs won and Taylor was on the field and like, that was just amazing. And everyone else in my family had a shitty day.
But it was so magical, like the confetti, like they won and they're just like hugging and like I'll never forget that. Her curly hair with her bangs and the red sweater. And like those photos.
Her face when he goes, Viva Las Vegas. And she was like, okay, Trav, don't embarrass me.
She was like, the ick is coming a little bit, but I'm gonna just ignore it.
The ick is icking.
So in a least sparkly moment, something that happened this year was J-Lo and Ben Affleck's divorce. Which
who could have seen that coming?
Which, you know, the fact that they got married in the first place was like very shocking. But then I was like, okay, maybe it's true love. Like maybe it's like the greatest love story of all time. Like years later. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. He hated her.
Yeah, but I also think that he has an alcohol problem. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I just re-saw that clip where he like puts her in the car and like slams the car door and walks around all angry. And I'm like, that's all we needed to see.
Yeah. Also, I wonder like how long, because there was so many rumors for such a long time about them getting a divorce before it was actually done. So I wonder like how long it was like
Yeah.
it was over, you know, because I heard
Yeah.
that a lot of that stuff that you're talking about and their like appearances was like all for show.
Totally.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Something else was Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's baby. Yeah, which I don't think they've even still showed their baby. And
yeah, they're keeping him very under wraps.
Yeah, which is the only baby in the history of the Kardashian Jenner
to not
family.
Get shown.
Yeah, which actually I don't know if Khloe's newest baby has really been shown. Kylie's newest baby, Air.
Yeah, Wolf. Wait, Air. What's
No,
his name?
No, you know what's so funny is she announced that his name was Wolf. Like she put like Wolf, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then like on her Instagram story, like a month later, she was like, "Hey, I'm noticing that everyone's saying Wolf is his name, and it's not like, you know, like I don't know why people are posting that. It's like maybe because you told us that."
Yeah. That is so weird.
Like, hey, this is very weird. I don't know why.
So my mom has like major beef with Kourtney Kardashian. Like she hates Kourtney Kardashian. Just like fun fact.
Really?
And like it's so random. Like she loves Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I find so funny because I don't think I've ever gotten through an episode of that. But she hates Kourtney Kardashian, and she talks all the time to me about how Kourtney and Travis are just like all over each other in front of their kids, and it's so inappropriate. And the kids are like, "Do you want to get pregnant again?" And like all this stuff. And I'm like, that is funny. So funny.
That's funny. Kourtney is my least favorite Kardashian as well. She gives nothing but miserable, like, unless she's making out with Travis.
Yeah. And it used to be a vibe. It really did. But now I feel like people are tired of like the same old like miserable thing.
Also, Kourtney just seems very ungrateful for her like big amazing life. Not to say that it's not hard and come with like its big struggles and pressures, but like she seems very ungrateful to me.
I would have to agree. Okay, early in the year as well was Kate Middleton's grand disappearance. And everyone, all the rumors were swirling that she was like gone getting a BBL. And then it turned out she had cancer.
Oh my gosh. Like,
what is wrong with
No, we like owe her the biggest apology. Like, people would not leave her alone. Like, imagine being bullied out of your like cancer like treatment. Like, she was forced to like make a video, you know?
I know. People were like, is she dead? Did she get a BBL? Like, even Blake Lively was up on Instagram being like, well, where's Kate Middleton? And then she had to apologize for it after it came out that she had cancer. And like, you guys are horrible, horrible people.
That was something that really took over the world. Like it wasn't just like, oh, this like news article that was floating around. It was everywhere.
And then even crazier was the Willy Wonka experience. Do you remember where you were when you saw your first Oompa Loompa from the Willy Wonka experience? Everyone remembers where they were.
Wait, what Willy Wonka experience?
Wait, what? You missed this?
Maybe it didn't come across like this. What was it?
It was like Fyre Fest for Willy Wonka.
Oh, wait. Like where the kids were supposed to go to like the Willy Wonka things, and then it was like a cardboard. Or am I okay, that's
the Willy Wonka experience. Like that and like Bridgerton later in the year where they just totally conned people. It was like so much money. And people went and it was like an empty warehouse where they would like give you a pack of gum and be like, here. And like
like usher you into the next room. See,
they were so scary.
People have really like, this is like the peak of capitalism. Like people
I know.
I want an experience of like some sort, and like the powers that be are like Willy Wonka. You know, like, you know what's gonna make us some dollar bills? Willy Wonka. People like Willy Wonka. They just slapped the name on it and then just like shoved like no thought into the concepts. Like wild.
No. It was like I could have done better all by myself doing it in my house than they did. Like that was crazy.
That was crazy. That's what I thought you were talking about, but I was like maybe is there something cooler than like it's like no, that was the thing. It was really awful.
Yeah, that and then the Bridgerton experience, which I've been to the Bridgerton experience. I didn't get scammed like those people did.
Oh, okay. Is there a different one than the one you went to? Because I thought the one like I saw a couple people go to the one in San Francisco, and I thought it looked really cool. Like people got named the like pearl. Is that what it was called? Like the pearl of the ball or the diamond? The
diamond. Yeah. It was like one specifically. It was the Detroit Bridgerton themed ball that was widely criticized by attendees as a scam. Tickets cost between $150 and $1,000.
Oh my god!
It was disorganized. It lacked promised elements, and it featured a single exotic dancer.
No way.
Yeah, they said that the decor was like Temu decorations. They were all duped. Yeah, some compare the event to the Fire Festival and the Willy Wonka experience.
Oh my gosh. So
literally crazy. You need to look that up. It is like so bad.
But it wasn't like because it must have not been put on by the same people who put the one you went to on.
I think all the cities were different.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. This one sounds like it was very different. I mean, the one I went to was not good either, but like it wasn't that bad.
Okay, next is the Taylor album, which, oh my gosh. I love that album. That might be my like favorite album of hers. Honestly, I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, the newest Taylor, Tortured Poets Department might be my favorite Taylor Swift album, which I'm always more of a like Evermore folklore girl, which this album kind of like leans more that way anyways, but it's so good.
I know we didn't have a podcast at that time, so we didn't really get to talk through it, but it is a magical album. I mean, just every song, it just never gets old. And there's so many songs. And like what I thought was really interesting is when it came out, and I felt this way too. Sometimes I feel like some Taylor songs have to like grow on me. And this album, I was like, not what I was expecting. I feel like it has to grow on me. And then I got really high the next day and listened to the whole album and like read all the lyrics. And after that, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Best day of my life. Like John and I just sat in the backyard playing the whole album again and again and again, just like analyzing everything. What a fantastic album.
Yeah, it's so good. Hannah and I were like texting each other. I remember the night it came out and we were like live tweeting each other, you know? Like, just
I know, we were like, she said what? Yeah. So good. Yeah, that was just a world altering moment.
Also, I feel like if a song's not like a poppy catchy song and it's like more in the genre that like we were just talking about, like those songs are more like grower songs. Like,
do you remember? Okay, I can't remember which publication it was, maybe like Us Weekly or Entertainment or something, who said like Taylor's new album is like a miss. And then like a couple days later, they were like, we just want to retract our statement because this is like one of the greatest albums of all time. And it just, we had to sit with it. And I was like, good on you for like taking that back. Cause first of all, she doesn't do misses.
Yeah. It was like Rolling Stones or something like that.
It was, something crazy.
But also because it's like people just want to be the first to get their thing out there. So it's like then people are just giving these half-baked thoughts out into the world. And it's like, give us some time. Like, let us pull our thoughts together. Especially me. I'm not that kind of person who can just like throw out. I need to process.
Yeah, exactly. You have to read the lyrics. You have to like, once you learn, like, like Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. Like, I didn't have that immediate, like, oh my God, this is the greatest song. Like, I was like, it's a very slow build. Like, and now I'm like, no, it's the greatest song. Like that jaw-dropping, incredible, like, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Like, hello. I'm speechless. I'm
So
speechless.
good.
Taylor, we bow down to you.
We love you. Thank you for your service. On my list next is Selena Gomez versus Hailey Bieber 2.0. Like, we thought everything was done with them, and then it was like another wave of Instagram stories popped up, and everyone thought that they were mad at each other again, which I think now that Hailey Bieber has like given birth and had like a child, I think everything is like put to rest. So
I thought they put it to rest then too. Like there was all this drama, and then Selena and Hailey both came out and they were like, just stop. Like,
yeah,
we're
but
fine.
yeah, and then Selena Gomez had said on her Instagram story that she thought that like Hailey Bieber had basically made a slight at her, saying that her and Kylie were talking, and it was something about like making fun of the way that she looked or something.
Yeah, I do remember that. It's so petty. It's so silly.
Yeah.
Selena's like,
But
look, I do not want your man's. I am good.
But I also think that there was a world where they probably weren't talking about Selena, and Selena just like maybe is sensitive about that because I'm sure they used to, a lot.
But
Probably.
Hailey and Kylie give me like major mean girl energy.
Yeah.
And I could like totally see them talking about Selena, and Selena's just like, let it go.
Yeah.
Like, let's let this pass.
Also, how annoying does it have to be Hailey Bieber? Because like there was a world in which like or a time where she was on top of the world. She was the ultimate cool girl. What were those called? The glazed donut nails, I think.
Oh yeah.
And then like once all the Selena Gomez like beef was like going back and forth, which I feel like that was like a while ago, she like fell from grace. And then it seemed like every time she would get popular again, like something would happen with Selena Gomez or whatever. And then this like final round, like which is what happened this year, like at the beginning of this year, she kind of just went into hiding, and then she got pregnant, which I think was the best thing because now
like just go be with baby Jack Blue.
Well, now that she's given birth and stuff, I feel like it's like no one has anything to say.
He's your man's. We get it. And Selena's over here with what's his name? Benny. Is that his name?
Benny Blanco.
Yeah. She's so happy. They're so cute.
They are. I do think she is way cuter than him, but that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I have to take the next one because it's about my queen, my Lord and Savior, Lana Del Rey. Wait, Lana had so many iconic moments this year. But yeah, randomly, Lana started working at a Waffle House in Alabama. And all these people were just at Waffle House being like, Lana Del Rey was my server.
Oh, yeah, that is hilarious. And you know what's crazy is Florence, Alabama, I don't know if you know this, Hannah, is so close to my hometown.
Of course it is. Everything's close to your hometown.
Like, let me see how far away. Florence.
That was crazy. And then, yeah, in more Lana drama news, she got married this year. And I know.
She did it so privately, too.
So privately. To a crocodile hunter or something.
Oh my gosh. That's so like her,
She's so random. Oh, I am obsessed. What an icon. Also, there's all these rumors that like Taylor and Jack and Margaret were there, but nothing's confirmed because it was a very private wedding. So that's so interesting.
Actually, I lied. It's 5 hours away from where I'm from, but still.
Wow. How dare you lie to us?
I thought, well, there's another Florence that's like a county and not like a city. So that's why.
Tori's obsessed with things being close to her hometown, you guys. I remember when we listened to Florida and she was like, Destin! Destin is right next to my hometown. She was like, just the pride emanating from you. I was like, cool, I've literally never heard of Destin, but Taylor has.
Well, I was shocked. I was just shocked. I was like, who has heard? Exactly. I was like, who has heard of Destin? The fact that Taylor Swift has heard of Destin. I was like,
I wonder if she's like, okay, I need to rhyme something with guest in. And she's like, what's like a Florida town that rhymes with guest in? And she's like scrolling through like town names. And she's like, Destin. Perfect.
Also, Lana Del Rey, like marrying that crocodile hunter in Louisiana, like I love that for her. I just want to say
That's so Lana.
thank you for that too, because that's just so you. And I
Lana.
just
I know.
love, my favorite thing is when people do stuff that's so like them, you know? That's
I
like, I
know.
love it. I love to see it.
Well, we had the Four Seasons Orlando baby. That was very cute. That sparked a big discussion about conscious babies. And all of these like clips of people like, I also have a conscious baby. And that honestly scares me a little bit, but that's okay. And then that family continued to like milk it. Like they're still milking it. They're like, who wants to go to the grocery store? And the baby's like, me. People are like, it's time to let it die. Like that was like a long time ago.
Oh my gosh. Are they still going viral? Or are the video
I think
views
they just
subsided?
like, they've subsided. Yeah. It was great at the time. Like that happened. They went to the Four Seasons Orlando. They put the baby in like these cool like sunglasses and clothes, and they were making TikToks, and it was great. But now it's like, time to let it go.
How many followers did they get from that, I wonder?
I don't know, a lot.
Like 1 million?
Probably.
Do you know their name? What's their names?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Well, because what's interesting to me, or what's funny, is if you've never ever gone viral, once you do, you think, oh, this is my big break. I'm viral. All my videos are viral now. I'm famous. Do I need to call LA or do they call me?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure, because they were just a regular family, I bet you they were like, oh, we're famous now. Like, let's quit our job.
Yeah, exactly. You know who I still see that with too, and this was from like 2 years ago, was the Shirley Temple King. Did he come across your desk?
No, I don't know who that is.
He was like this 5 or 6 year old kid who would go around reviewing Shirley Temples, and he was like so sassy. And I followed him on Instagram, and he's still reviewing Shirley Temples, and he's like not even a kid anymore. He's getting up there.
Oh
I mean, he's
gosh.
probably like 8 or 9, but yeah, that I'm like, you think you're going to be set. And a lot of people do, like, if you find a way, like we had Subway Girl. Was that this year?
Subway Girl.
Like,
oh yeah. Obviously,
yeah.
No, that was like in September.
Was that last year?
It was at the end of. It was like last August, September. And then
that was crazy.
But she was walking in like new London Fashion Week and stuff.
Yeah, she made it happen. But yeah, Four Seasons Orlando, baby. It's time to let it die.
Yeah, so that's just something you got to either pivot and like, or when you go viral. This is a lesson to anyone who goes viral. Think fast and pivot on how you can like capitalize and longevity this.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly what Torri said. How can you longevity this? An intelligent queen. We love to see it.
Okay, this was one of your favorite moments, so you have to say.
You guys, this was my top moment of 2024. The best thing that ever happened, and that was the rap battle of 2024 between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And there has never been a more iconic thing that happened. So I don't know if you guys followed this, but basically Drake put out this diss of Kendrick. And Kendrick came back swinging, and he was like, oh, you want to play Drake? And Drake was like, oh, Kendrick, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's kind of a, deadbeat dad or whatever he said. I can't even remember, because it was all about like Kendrick's diss on Drake. He put out all of these songs where he was like, I've been holding these things back, but it's time to tell you. Drake has a BBL. Drake is a deadbeat dad. Drake has a daughter that he doesn't even talk to / barely knows about. Drake is a pedophile. That's right. He's a pedophile. And like the songs, They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us. That is like my favorite song of the whole year, because it is the biggest diss track. Like, I remember I was at the gym on the treadmill when this song dropped, and I like listened to it, and I'm just on the treadmill, like eyes open, jaw on the floor, just like reading these lyrics as I like listen to this song. And it is just So dirty. And then like didn't they like search Drake's house and stuff after
Yeah,
that?
and there was like a photo of like the Ozempic or whatever, and
Yeah, I was like, Drake is on Ozempic and has a BBL and is a deadbeat dad and is a
yeah,
pedophile.
yeah.
That was insane. I loved that moment. Kendrick was like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, you fuck with me a little and I'll fuck with you hard.
And you know, they went back and forth for a minute, but then once Kendrick like went so hard, like Drake just dropped it. He was like,
Yeah, Drake was like, oh, I can't compete. Like, Kendrick put out this song that's called Meet the Grams, where he's talking all about Drake's family. And he's like, baby girl, I'm so sorry that you have a dad like that. Like, that sucks. And to Drake's son, oh man, you just have the shittiest father to look up to. He really sucks. And to Drake's wife, like, oh yeah, he sucks. Like, just the whole song is like, I'm so sorry if you are in his orbit because your life must suck because of him.
oh my gosh.
He went off. You guys, if you missed this, first off, I was telling everyone in my life about it. Like, I was like, are you following this? Like, this is insane. This is all John and I talked about for like 2 weeks. And yeah, you just like, you need to go listen to all the songs. They Not Like Us, Meet the Grams, like my faves.
See, that's what we should have. Hannah and I, when I visited her last time, we went on like this little hip hop kick, like rap kick. I don't know how it happened, but we just randomly got there by accident. We found ourselves there, and then we were just jamming out. We should have went and listened to all of the songs next time I visit.
Yeah. They're so good. Kendrick just, I mean, I love Kendrick. Kendrick's a Swiftie. Kendrick's a badass. I've seen Kendrick live. He's so great. And then to just go, I mean, I've never really liked Drake. Some of Drake's stuff is fine. But he was like, oh, Drake uses autotune. Drake can't sing. Drake sucks. I'm like, oh.
I don't like Drake either. Like, there's a lot of reasons. He's just like a whiny baby to me. And like, also after that Bobby interview he did where he had it like taken down, that girl Bobby, you know, the girl Bobby who does this like
Bobby Flay. Not Bobby Flay. I know exactly who you're talking about.
What is her? I forget her last name, but that girl who does the awkward interviews.
She's just like, Bobby.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's just some things that I'm like, you're whack.
And like, why have I heard so many stories of people being like, oh, I slept with Drake, and now I'm like, yeah, because he's like that. Like, that's maybe not a good thing. I don't know. I just feel like Drake was so hot for a minute, and now he's so not.
Yeah. Okay, this was possibly one of my favorite moments of the year was Brat Summer, you know? Yes. Charlie XCX album. I just feel like it just made the summer more fun. It was like, it's Brat Summer, and it just made everything more fun. It just gave you an excuse to be like feral, you know? And I just loved it. And I remember thinking like, I can't participate in Brat Summer because I'm like older. Like, But then I looked it up, and Charlie XCX is 33. And so I was like,
Brat Summer's for everyone.
Yeah. And I was like,
Kamala is Brat.
Yeah. And actually, I think she's 34. And I was like, oh my gosh, her and I are like the same age. So yes, Brat Summer's for me too. So then I was just fully embracing Brat Summer. But a moment that Hannah has right here is that Charlie and Lorde worked it out on the remix.
That was so iconic. Yeah. I was like in London at the time seeing Taylor Swift when they dropped this banger, and my friend Faye was like, oh my God, you have to see this. And I think for a second I didn't even know how iconic that was because I didn't really know the lore around Lorde and Charlie, but like that was iconic. They worked it out on the remix.
Oh, it was so good. So good. And
such a girlhood moment.
Yeah. And also I love how that line just got like used a lot too then after that. Yeah. Like I remember like the Countess Luann was like maybe me.
The Countess Luann. Yeah. That brings me back.
Yeah, Real Housewives of New York was like,
New York.
Maybe me and Bethany will work it out on the remix. Telling you, Brat Summer's for everyone.
Brat Summer's for everyone. Such an iconic pop culture moment. Kamala started running for president because Joe stepped aside, and then she had Tim Walz, and it was like the Midwest princess and the brat girl. And I was like, that is so iconic. Like, they were so good about that marketing. We have to talk about Blake Lively because I feel like that was a very hot point of the year.
People
and
hated
her big cancellation. You think we forgot, girl, but we didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, she's just like was giving so out of touch. Like, she was giving tone deaf. She was giving like, hello, like, have you ever like talked to a victim before? Or like, obviously didn't seem like she's been through anything like that, but do just like a little bit of research. This is like a very important, heavy topic.
After like, what I found crazy was that obviously, if you're not following the lore, like, Blake Lively got canceled because she started and ends with Us, and on her whole press tour, like, at no point in the press tour did she talk about how this was a movie about domestic violence. Whereas her counterpart, the star Justin Baldoni, was like talking a lot. He did a whole press tour on like, this is so important, like, to talk about awareness and like domestic violence survivors and all this. And she was just like, let's just like wear florals and like, let's like bake and it'll be so cute. And so what I thought was crazy was that so many people went into this movie not knowing that it was about domestic violence, and like how absolutely triggering it was for people to, there was no trigger warning.
Yeah.
No trigger warning at all for domestic violence.
No,
and so
disclaimer.
People were like nothing. And yeah, it was super, super triggering for a lot of people. So just like the way they went about that was abhorrent. And I can't, like, it was so awful.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, maybe Blake Lively is just that out of touch. Like, I don't think she had like malicious intent to like hurt anyone, but it's also like, she has a lot of people around her. She has a whole team. Why didn't anyone step in and say, hey, okay, like, here's the plan, like, hello.
Exactly.
Like, how many people did that have to go through without,
right? Because like, she just wanted to like wear her pretty dresses and like not talk about anything serious, but it's like such a serious movie.
Yeah, it's like she just read this book that she liked and like thought it would be fun to film this like movie from this author that she liked.
Did she even read Boston. The book?
I know.
That was crazy. And then all of the interviews of her like being such a mean girl in the past like came out from like 10 years ago, and it was just not a good time for Blakey girl.
No.
But you know what saved her? I put this further down on the list, but I'm going to move it up. Is when The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives came out.
Was she like what did she have to do with that?
Well, no, it saved her because everyone was talking about Blake, everyone. And then Secret Lives of Mormon Wives come out and everyone forgets about Blake and they start talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh, okay. So that was her the next news cycle that came and like saved
exactly. Her. Yeah. People were like, she needs to send the cast flowers because like people have stopped like shitting on her and they're all talking about like Taylor Frankie Paul and like all the Mormon wives. So she's very lucky that happened when it did.
Which I loved The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like, such a good show, such a good moment.
And season 2's coming out soon, right? Like February?
Yeah, I guess so. And I think they're filming some of it in California. And I have a theory that I think they're doing that because of Aspen, because I know she's on a couple of episodes. I'm sure they're like, oh, Aspen Ovard is a big get. Speaking of Aspen.
Yeah. Torri's favorite point of the year.
Yeah, she's on the list too. And also, Aspen, I was right. Basically, she just posted a TikTok confirming that my theory that I had the other day, if you guys listened to that episode, what Parker did to Aspen, like, was correct. Like,
yeah, Torri guessed it.
I know. But I'm not like laughing or smiling because of that, but I just can't believe that I put that together. Like,
no, seriously.
Isn't that
wild?
Yeah,
I was speechless, actually. I was like, I didn't even think you were right. No offense. But you were.
She said so many things, which I said all of this in a previous episode. And basically, Parker has some sort of substance abuse I think it's alcohol because that's what her dad had. And she just put up a TikTok that was like, there's a trend going around TikTok that's like, when he or it's like women in men's fields, and you say like the reverse of what a man has done to you. And so she basically in that trend said, when he traumatizes you the same way that your dad did, and I watched it destroy her. But I do the same thing. I don't know if what I just said made sense, but y'all understand what I mean.
Basically, Torri was right. And yeah, that whole thing, I feel like we've covered it on a lot of podcast episodes now. So go back and listen to it if you want the whole scoop. But yeah, it was crazy. This one moment this summer, that was a really great moment for me when Trump got shot. That was just a moment full of hope. Ended up not being a great moment because he like survived, but like that was still great moment.
And apparently then he like put his arm in the air, and it ended up being more
iconic.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I don't like the man, but that was pretty freaking cool. I was like, okay. Yeah. I mean, you got your moment, that's for sure. You're gross,
that was
but
wild. Yeah. And
that was crazy.
The fact that it happened, I was like, wow, I didn't think that. Like, I thought we were pretty locked down in that area these days.
I know, right? I love that it happened because of a gun, too. It's like, oh, you want everyone to have guns? Like, this is what happens, my friend. Also, yeah, on the political side was Coconut Tree, which you brought to my attention, Torizzle. You were like, have you seen Coconut Tree? And I was like, coconut what? And then as soon as you said that, my whole For You page was like, Coconut Tree, Coconut Tree, Coconut Tree.
Your phone heard me. The FBI agent in your phone was like, I'm on it.
Yeah. You think you live outside the context? I don't know. She's amazing.
Of all that which comes before you. I will admit, I miss that. I hope that we still get some like word salads from her, because they're not exactly word salads. Like, they have like that sentence has meaning, but it just it's beautiful, and it says everything and nothing at the same time.
I was telling John, I was like, I hope that she comes back to San Francisco, because you know she used to be the DA here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, she's a Bay Area girl. She's from Oakland.
No
I
way.
know. I'm so proud.
That's cool.
So I'm like, come back. Like, we freaking love you. Like, do some local stuff here. Like, the rest of the country doesn't need you. Like, we'll have you. I mean, they do need you, but like, they didn't want you.
Like, we want you. Welcome you with open arms. That's so cool, though.
I know. I'm like, hi, queen. Come back to the Bay. We love you. Yeah. Oh, and her mother's name is Shamala.
No way. Kamala and Shamala. You can't make that up.
You can't make that. Kamala's mamala is Shamala.
Put that on a t-shirt. See, that's where they should have took the marketing campaign too. Like, they missed that.
I'm like, why is nobody talking about that? Like, what an icon.
Maybe she would have won with that slogan.
One can only dream.
Ray gun at the Olympics? I missed that. That did not come across my notes.
You probably saw it, but you don't remember. It was the breakdancing. Yeah.
Okay. Is her name Ray gun?
Yeah. That's like her stage name or whatever.
Oh, okay. It's not Ray. Okay. Okay.
Ray gun.
I get it because she's a break dancer. So. Okay, the Australian break dancer at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Guys.
What a moment. What a moment.
Guys. And also, have you been seeing, Matt has been pointing it out to me, but now on certain football players will, their new, like, dance that they do for, like, winning, like, their new victory dance if they, like, make a touchdown is her break dance.
No way.
Yes, you have to look it up.
Live on. Oh
no,
my
you
God.
have to look it.
I will. I just thought this was like crazy because she was not a break dancer. Okay. And basically she like rigged all of this to be in the Olympics. And like, she was basically like, she had like a PhD in breakdancing, which that is so random. But yeah, she like rigged her way. Right? I'm like, okay, I guess it got you in the Olympics somehow, but I don't know. There's like, I saw this whole story about how she like rigged her way in, and she had zero experience, and she was just like doing her thing, and everyone was like really like actually so mad about it, because they were like, people train their whole lives to be in the Olympics, and you're just gonna like come in and make a mockery. And I was like, no, I agree, but also that was so funny. Like, you have to admit.
Good for her for rigging her way in, but also I'm sure Australia is pissed because they take the Olympics seriously.
And I just saw this thing that was like, Ray Gunn has retired from breakdancing. And I'm like, when did she start? Like, she was never a breakdancer.
Oh my gosh. No, you have got to see. They are doing like a good portion of her routine when they score a touchdown. They're getting down on the ground and like spinning around exactly like her. Like, Matt pointed it out to me, and I was
okay,
like,
send me a video.
I will. Also, my favorite part of the Olympics was like the pommel horse guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now he's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, he's so good. Well, I don't know if he's good. I haven't watched it.
He's doing,
Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's in the top like 4 right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm so proud of him.
Pommel horse guy. Good for him.
And then there was the guy whose junk cost him like the gold medal because it got stuck on the vault or whatever. That was crazy.
Hey, you know, I'm sure it cost him the gold medal, but I'm sure he scored in other ways with that.
I know. I was like, how many times did I watch that video? Yes. Yeah, the Olympics were so good. Oh, and just like the whole thing about the Seine being like shit water.
Yeah, everyone was gonna go poop in the Seine.
Yeah, and then like everyone got sick. Like, you heard that, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah, people were like throwing up and like in the hospital for a little bit with the E. coli.
Yeah, and like the mayor of Paris or whatever like jumped in the Seine and was like, "See, it's fine." And I'm like, and there was one Olympian who was like, he was microdosing E. coli to try to prepare.
Oh my gosh.
He's probably the only one who didn't get sick. He's like, I just stopped washing my hands after like going to the bathroom, and like,
that is so funny. Like, that is hilarious, actually. Honestly, he's so smart for that.
I know, because everyone got so sick. I'm like, this is just okay. Like, this is crazy. And then there were like the random surfers who were like in some beautiful place, and it was like, why couldn't the swimmers also be in this beautiful place? Like, why did they have to swim in the poop-ridden Seine?
No, you're so right. They messed up there. Also, like, the fact that the Olympics, though, were in Paris, minus that part, minus the, like, marathoners, sorry for them. Like, if I were going to be in the Olympics, I would want him to be in Paris.
No, that's true.
Like, imagine the gymnast or, like, you know.
Isn't it supposed to, like, the Winter Olympics next are going to be in, like, Salt Lake City? Like, that
no
sucks.
Way. Yeah, that does suck. Like, that's what a wah.
Paris to Salt Lake City.
Yeah. I did love the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics. I think that was the best opening ceremonies I've seen. Man, this is going to ruin the world tour. This is going to ruin the tour. What tour?
It's gonna ruin the world tour. You know who we're talking about. Little JT.
Gosh, that was such a good moment.
Rusty. Don't you know who I am? Oh my God.
That was such a good moment. And he got arrested out in the Hamptons, right? I'm pretty positive that was in the Hamptons.
It was somewhere in New York.
Yeah, it was the Hamptons. And after going out there, because I went this summer, that's like a small, and I went in the season, that's like a small place. Like, he's bold to get behind a wheel out there. Like, why would you do that? Like,
yeah, I actually feel like people didn't talk about this enough.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden it just like washed over, and I was like, I'm still on about this. Like,
I'm still here at the restaurant. No,
yeah, that was crazy.
Also funny that, because like the guy who arrested him didn't know who Justin Timberlake was.
He was like, I don't know who you are. What world tour? Like, that was so iconic. It's gonna ruin the tour, the world tour.
Matt just got up. He's
Matt's
like, it's gonna ruin the tour. Next is demure and mindful.
Cutesy. What I loved about that was that this was a trans creator who started this like crazy trend, and everyone was using this sound. And everyone was like, okay, but if you're going to use this sound, like, you have to support trans rights. And they were like, well, I don't. And they were like, then get fucked.
So demure. I loved that. And I just loved the moment of it. And I loved the saying of it. And it was just everything. It still is. I feel like it's still going on a little bit, you know?
I mean, we still say it in our house. That leads us to Chapel Roan, who had a rough year. She had a rough one. She had a great year, but also a rough year because she was getting canceled over and over and over again.
Yeah, I also do feel like she's kind of done it to herself a little bit, you know?
100%. Yeah, no, I don't feel super bad about this. But yeah, she got canceled, I don't know, politically for all like her political stance and like equivocating both sides and being like, I think they're both bad and like, you know, all that. And then she got canceled. What else? What was the first thing?
Like not showing up to canceling concerts all the time.
Canceling her shows. Yelling at photographers. Oh yeah, her whole rant about how creepy it is that her fans like come up to her and like want to like meet her and think that they know her. And everyone was a bit like, I mean, you are super famous. So
yeah. It's just, I don't really like her attitude. It gets, to me, it's giving ungrateful, you know? And I don't like that at all.
It was just crazy because like she was like a street performer and like was like trying to get famous for so long, and then it happens and she's like, ew, like I don't like this. And but also like I'm still gonna do things that like make me more famous, like go on SNL, perform at the Grammys, like, you know, she was putting herself in these situations to like become more and more famous, and yet she was just like constantly complaining about it.
Like, how do you want this so bad and then have such a shitty attitude about it? You know?
I know.
Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Diddy's arrest was wild, and I still feel like there's a lot to that to be said and to be discovered. Unpacked. Because we're just getting the tip. I feel like this is like the new Jeffrey Epstein, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The new Epstein is Island.
Crazy. And yeah, like the drop in the stock price of like baby oil and stuff. Like,
oh my God.
Absolutely crazy. I'm laughing because it's insane, not because I think it's funny, but like that whole thing was crazy. And like all these pictures that like Trump has with Diddy and like all these people who, there's like this interview with Trump where he's like, oh, Diddy is just such a great guy. I love Diddy. Just a good man. And everyone's like, okay, well, you clearly knew what he was doing for the past like 10, 15, 20 years. So that's insane.
Oh, that's wild. No, and also to see the Casey video resurface where Diddy's literally like beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You haven't? He's like dragging her down a hallway. I mean, I don't know if you want to look it up because it's traumatizing truly, but Jesus it is Christ. Insane. He's literally like, she's like running from him. She like left this like hotel that they're at, and he's like dragging her by her hair and stuff.
That's fucked
and like
up.
Punching her. Like, it's crazy. So he just deserves everything that I hope he gets everything he deserves.
Yeah, me too. Okay, then on a lighter note, we had Mudang, who single-handedly saves the world.
Yes, unites us all. I love Mudang.
I love Mudang. Oh yeah, one of my culturally like favorite moments this year was when SNL did a skit where they were dressed as Mudang, but they were doing like they were saying all these things that Chapel had said in her videos. So it was like obviously about Chapel, but they were like dressed as Mudang. Have you seen that skit?
No, I haven't.
It's so funny. You have to see it. SNL just went off on Chapel. They were like, time to tear her to pieces. And then she still went on SNL and people were like, they weren't sure she was going to go on because they like really tore her to shreds, like roasted the shit out of her. But she did it because she wants to be famous.
Mudang is so cute and funny and like, also sassy, like just the perfect amount of everything.
Just brought the world together. Another icon we didn't talk about enough this year, honestly.
Let's keep her around for 2025 too.
I agree. I follow this one creator who is constantly like, every week she's like, just a reminder that Mood Dang exists, and like we stopped talking about her way too soon.
Okay, this was so funny to me. The Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest, and when he like, okay, so they hosted a Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest in New York City, and if you've ever seen, Timothy Chalamet, I don't have to tell you, like he is interesting looking, which I appreciate, And I think he's a good looking guy, and he's like interesting to look at. Timothy Chalamet was in New York. He lives in New York, and they were doing a lookalike contest, which is hilarious in its like own right. Also, like, who looks like Timothy Chalamet? Like, not that many people you would think, right? But like hundreds of people who kind of look like him showed up. And then not
So
only
many.
that, which is hilarious. Imagine just a bunch of people who like kind of look like Timothy Chalamet all in one place in New York. Hilarious. And then all of a sudden, Timothy Chalamet actually shows up to the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest.
And honestly, I didn't even recognize him. I was like, he looks less like Timothy Chalamet than the other Timothy Chalamets.
No, 100%. I was like, he doesn't even look like him. Like, that is so funny. Like, that was one of the funniest things I think that happened this year. So thank you, Timothy Chalamet, for
Timothy Chalamet,
understanding, the bit. Like, just getting it.
You get it. We did have sad news recently, though, that Liam Payne died from One Direction at, 31 or something? Like, really, really young.
So young.
And they just had his funeral. It was actually yesterday, I think. Obviously, this is coming out a little later than we record it, but Simon Cowell was there, and he was just broken, and like with his parents, just like trying to comfort them, and it's just really, really sad. So there's still like new developments about that, like, because it seems sus when it happens, at least I was like, he just fell, like, really? And now it's like, oh, maybe he had substances in his body, and like, did he fall? Like, I don't know. That was a really dark time for 2024. It's really sad,
and it affected so many people. Like, so many people. I wasn't a really big One Direction fan. I feel like that's like a little bit younger than me. I don't know. Hannah, was that?
I even think it was a little younger than me. But even a bunch of my friends were like so affected, and it was just like shocking. Like, even for me to see that, I was like, whoa, like, he's so young, like he's our age. Like, that's so scary.
Yeah, it's always shaking, or always shakes you whenever someone like that's like a prominent figure that you just don't expect to be gone. It like makes you realize just how short life is,
and how delicate it is. Like, yeah, that was really, really sad.
R.I.P. And
R.I.P.
so
Liam.
sorry for everyone's loss. And then lastly, we have something that's currently going on, and we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah. So we won't overdo it.
Yeah, but we would be remiss if we did not mention Brianna Chicken Fry and Zach Bryan. Also, I am just
and Dave
so
Portnoy.
here. And Dave Portnoy and the rap disses that we have gotten. First of all, let's just say Zach Bryan dumped Brianna Chicken Fry, and he's a huge narcissist. He's abusive, which is very unfortunate for Hannah and I, because we love his music. So that sucks, because I can't listen to it now.
Tainted.
Yeah. Another thing though, Brianna Chicken Fry has gotten like her life back. There's life behind her eyes now, and she's speaking out about it. She did not take $12 million. Yay. But just to see that whole thing like unfold has just been wild. So and I'm so proud of her.
Okay, also, in the last episode, we were talking about Dave Portnoy on TikTok, and how he was saying, like, talking about the UFC fight, where that one random UFC fighter was like, and I'm going to the Zach Bryan concert after this. And then how it came out that he didn't even know who Zach Bryan was, but he loves Morgan Wallen.
Yes.
And watching that, that like came up on my TikTok right after we talked about it. And Dave Portnoy, it's like he's FaceTiming you. And he's like, do you want to hear this tea? Like, he was like, this piece of shit. Like, it was so good. I am officially a Dave Portnoy fan. And I didn't really give a shit about him before, but now I'm like, no, he's hilarious. Like,
I
keep this guy
love him.
around.
No, he's like, walk with me, guys. I got some tea for you. Can you believe that? No.
Can you believe this?
One of my favorite things that Dave Portnoy does is do the champagne thing. You know, if he has an enemy of any kind, he buys like a super expensive bottle of champagne, and he gets his enemy's name engraved on the bottle of champagne. And anytime that the enemy does something like and gets canceled or like has something really bad happen to them, he pops the bottle of champagne and drinks it and films himself talking about it and laughing and like, haha.
I had no idea.
No, it's hilarious. He has a room full of them, of his like people that of his haters or people that he can't stand. And
oh my God, petty queen.
He is a petty queen, and he'll say it. He's like, I am petty.
No, I love how he's standing up for Brianna. Like,
yeah,
because that's what men need to do. They need to be allies. But the comments on that video were so funny. They were like, thanks for the FaceTime, Dave. Like, thanks for filling us in. Like, he's just a buddy. Like, love Dave Portnoy. Hate Zach Bryan.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach Bryan, for
I hope his career dies. That's what I hope to see in 2025. Zach Bryan go swirling down the drain.
Same. Don't buy tickets to his shows anymore.
No, literally don't. Okay, what a year.
Crazy to look back
This
on.
was one of our longer episodes because there was so much to talk about. I cannot believe it. I feel like there's still more that we didn't even get to. But the last one on the list, Shawn Mendes kind of comes out.
Yeah.
Like there's like so much.
Yeah, that is true. He did kind of come out a little bit.
I thought he was out for a while, but that's just me. But yeah, I cannot wait to see what 2025 has in store for us. It's going to be another iconic ass year. Hopefully we get Reputation Taylor's version because we've been clowning for over a year now and I need that in my life.
I'm sure we will. And after that, that's the last re-record, right?
No, there's two more.
What? Debut
and Reputation. So
yeah, and then that's it. But do you think she's even gonna do Debut?
Yeah.
You do?
I do. Won't be as exciting because none of us are Debut fans, but it'll be good. We'll get a couple bangers in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what a year. Still have some more holiday episodes coming up, so stay tuned for those, you guys. And y'all know the drill. Rate and subscribe. Give us reviews. And follow us at Internet Girls Pod on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We are Hailey Lifestyle and Torri Sunshine. And we just love being here with you every week. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know if we missed any big internet lore of the year, because we need to know if we missed it, obviously.
Yes, and we love internet lore. That's like, hello, we are the internet girls. So
we're the internet girls.
Please drop it in the comments down below so we can talk about it, because trust and believe we will.
We will. Thanks for being here, you guys. And with that, internet girls.